Welcome to the Slider Revolution 7 Editor video tour on Action Mode and Scenes. Action Mode is the third of the three Slider Revolution 7 Editor modes, and it's where you add interactions to your content. Switching to the Action Mode tab shows all actions on the current slide, neatly organized by action type. At the top, the slide switcher lets you move between slides, and the number indicator next to each slide tells you how many actions are assigned to it. Each action in the list follows a simple format: type of interaction, target name, action type. Taking this simple link action as an example, you can immediately see which URL it points to. Clicking the action lets you quickly change the link and adjust other settings specific to that action type. As a helpful visual cue, the action's trigger layers light up on the stage with pink bounding boxes. The Add New Action button creates a new action for the current slide. In the modal that appears, you can select the type of action, choose the interaction trigger, such as click, enter, hover in, or leave, hover out. Select the trigger layers from a list, and configure action-specific settings depending on the selected action type. There are many action types available: simple link actions, slide-based actions like navigating to a specific slide or pausing autoplay, and, most importantly, scene actions, which trigger transitions to individual animation scenes. Let's take a closer look at scenes in animation mode, since scenes and actions go hand in hand. Scenes are essentially animation steps that are triggered by actions, such as clicking a button. Every module includes two default scenes: in animation and out animation. In addition, you can create custom scenes by clicking the Add New Scene button in the scene switcher. When creating a scene, you can enter a custom scene name. Using clear, descriptive names is highly recommended. Choose which existing layers the scene should affect. Decide whether the scene acts as a custom animation step or triggers the existing in or out animations of the selected layers. Those last two options are especially useful if you only want to show or hide certain layers based on user interaction. Next, I'll walk you through a simple scenes and actions example to make all of this crystal clear. First, let's hit preview to see the final result of this demo setup. We're looking at a hero scene with a floating image element, a tiger in an astronaut suit, hovering above a large text layer with a call to action button at the bottom. Clicking the button moves the tiger to the right, fully revealing the large text behind it. Clicking the same button again moves the tiger back to its starting position. Now let's break down how this is built. Bear with me. Once you understand how scenes work in principle, you'll be able to create some really powerful interactions. We'll be back to animation mode here for a moment. Press play or hit the spacebar in the In Animation timeline to preview the animation that runs when the slide first appears. You'll also notice these scene shortcut elements after the In Animation keyframes of the tiger image layer. These shortcuts indicate that this layer has additional animations inside action-triggered scenes. Clicking a shortcut jumps you straight to that scene. When creating the Move Right scene, I selected the tiger image layer, as this is the layer I wanted to animate. From there, you simply configure the new To Animation keyframes for the layers in the scene. Of course, you can always add additional keyframes to further refine the animation. Important note: a layer's position values are always relative to its original position as placed in design mode. In this case, I animated the tiger's X position to 600 pixels, starting from 0, which is the position it reaches after finishing its In animation. The Move to Center scene simply reverses the tiger image layer back to its original X position. Another specific detail worth mentioning: action-triggered scenes include scene settings that allow you to rename the scene after creation and define which scene it should animate from during preview. By default, this is set to From Last Scene, but in many cases, it's helpful to define this explicitly for more predictable previews. Now let's switch back to action mode to look at the interaction side, which is the easy part. We're almost done. This slide only contains a Toggle Scenes action. Clicking it, we can read its behavior directly from the settings. On click of the button layer, the action toggles in between the target scenes on the current slide: Move Right and Move to Center. And that's it for this basic action mode and scenes video tour. Have fun building engaging, interactive experiences with Slider Revolution 7.